Hello, I hope you're having a good day. Today we'll be watching the movie titled White Sky. It all began when a couple named Josh and Haley decided to go camping in the forest. They wanted to give Haley's sister, Sienna, some time to calm down after recovering from her drug addiction. Upon arriving at the forest, Josh and Haley immediately set up a tent. Meanwhile, Sienna, who was busy looking for a cell phone signal to contact her friend, was suddenly startled by an unusual sight coming from the direction of the city. She immediately called her sister and Josh, who were having a romantic moment, to show them the phenomenon: a massive alien mothership floating over the city. Upon seeing it, Sienna and Josh smiled, thinking it was something extraordinary. However, Haley had a bad feeling, and indeed, moments later, a bright light appeared beneath the ship, illuminating the entire city. At that moment, Sienna managed to contact her friend. In the middle of the night, they realized something was wrong. They quickly decided to pack up and return to the car, but at the same time, several distant explosions were heard. This was followed by 2 fighter jets that began bombing the city. Seeing this, Haley became convinced the city was in danger. If they tried to return home, they might get trapped. So she insisted Sienna and Josh go to the car to retrieve flares and other supplies while she collected firewood to help them survive at the campsite. Being a former soldier, Haley had some survival experience and helped them stay safe. While they sat around the campfire, a woman with her face covered in black blood suddenly walked up and stopped in front of Josh. Curious, Josh reached out to check her pulse, but at that instant, the woman suddenly woke and attacked, injuring his left hand. Instinctively, Josh kicked her hard in the head, causing her to emit a blood-curdling scream. From the distance, more screams echoed, as if the creature had summoned reinforcements. Realizing things could escalate, Josh, Haley, and Sienna ran as fast as they could. Shortly after, they came across a man named Liam, who was also trying to survive the strange event. Since Liam claimed he was heading to his vacation home, Josh, Haley, and Sienna decided to follow him. The next day, their journey was blocked by several zombies, forcing Liam to change course. In a moment of desperation, he said he heard something in the darkness. Suddenly, a helicopter flew overhead. Upon seeing it, Josh grabbed a flare from Haley's bag and lit it in an open field, hoping to get the helicopter's attention. But Liam reacted instantly and stopped him, leading to a fight. Liam was forced to restrain Josh, fearing his actions would attract a zombie horde. Just as Haley broke up the fight, Josh confessed that something had taken control of his body, likely due to the wound on his left hand. Hearing this, Liam considered abandoning the group, fearing Josh posed a danger. However, Sienna pleaded with him, and he agreed to stay and lead them to his vacation home. After crossing a water tunnel, they finally arrived at the site, a large tent and an abandoned car, which Liam considered a safe refuge. Before parting, Liam warned them to stay away from his tent that night. As Haley, Sienna, and Josh warmed themselves by the fire, Sienna noticed Josh's injured hand and panicked, fearing he would turn into a zombie like the others they had encountered. But Haley calmed her and asked her not to tell Liam, assuring her everything would be fine. The next morning, Liam got ready to search for drinking water. Armed with a gun and some containers, he also handed Josh a knife for protection. After walking a long distance, they found a source of clean water. However, while exploring the area, they came across a woman sitting under a tree. As they approached, they saw she was dead, with a bullet wound in her head. The return trip wasn't as easy. Not only was it getting dark, but they were carrying a heavy water load. Suddenly, several zombies emerged from the trees. 2 attacked Liam and Josh directly, while others oddly knelt to the ground. Liam struggled to prevent one zombie from digging its fingers into his head. Josh managed to fight off the zombies attacking him and tried to help Liam, but suddenly lost control of his own body. Fortunately, after a tense internal struggle, he regained control and saved Liam just in time. However, the kneeling zombies began to rise, forcing Josh and Liam to flee. Soon, they were surrounded by a crowd of zombies. Among them appeared a figure that seemed to be their leader. As it approached, Liam pulled out his weapon and aimed it at the zombie leader. But in a sudden turn, Josh stopped him and tried to turn the gun on Liam himself. Once again, Josh lost control of his body and even attempted to stab Liam with the knife he was carrying. Fortunately, after another mental struggle, Josh regained control and, in a desperate act, stabbed the zombie leader. Liam took the chance to fire a shot straight into its head, which caused the other zombies to appear stunned with pain. Without wasting time, they escaped and hid. Still wary, Liam pointed his gun at Josh in case he lost control again. But Josh remained conscious, and they both made it back to the campsite safely. Before entering the tent, Josh confessed to Haley that Liam already knew about the wound on his left hand. Meanwhile, Sienna went to Liam's tent and unexpectedly invited him to spend the night with her, leading to a romantic moment. At midnight, Haley, who was still awake, took some water supplies and hid them near the river channel, not far from the campsite. Upon returning, she found their tent had been damaged and Josh was missing. She immediately ran to Liam's tent to inform him and ask for help. Realizing Josh had lost control again, Liam warned Sienna to kill him immediately. But Sienna refused, convinced that Josh only needed treatment and that Haley could help him. With no other choice, Liam agreed to help and brought Josh back to camp, locking him inside Liam's tent. During this time, Haley tried to keep Josh conscious by injecting him with stimulants. Liam insisted Josh was beyond saving and aimed his gun at him, ready to end his suffering. Haley stopped him, begging for more time, believing she could still save him. Liam, skeptical, recalled everything that had happened and didn't want to risk more. That's when Sienna stepped in and asked Liam to at least give Haley a chance to say goodbye. Reluctantly, Liam agreed and granted her 1 hour before Josh would be executed for the greater good. Meanwhile, Sienna, who was outside, accidentally found the water supply that Haley had hidden. Upon discovering it, she assumed Haley was planning to escape with Josh using those resources. In response, Liam tied up both Haley and Josh to keep them from running away. Later that night, Haley woke up to find Josh banging his head repeatedly against a pole until he bled. Gasping for air, Josh pleaded for help before smashing his head once more and collapsing, lifeless. Haley broke down in tears, devastated by the loss of her lover. However, moments later, Josh's body began to move again. In an instant, he broke free from his restraints and, transformed into a strange creature, slowly approached Haley. But to her surprise, Josh still retained a glimpse of consciousness. With great effort, he managed to untie Haley, and with his last shred of humanity, he begged her to run. Haley left the tent and headed toward Sienna, but Liam intercepted her and pointed his gun at her. Without hesitation, he tried to use her as bait to lure the now mutated Josh. At that moment, Haley revealed the truth. The water supply she had hidden was not for an escape with Josh, but for Sienna, so that she might survive. Desperate to save Haley, Sienna grabbed a syringe and injected Liam with something, using the confusion to flee with her. As a result, Josh finally reached Liam and killed him instantly. Meanwhile, Haley and Sienna continued running without stopping until dawn. Exhausted, they wandered through the forest, dodging zombies as best they could. Eventually, fatigue overcame Sienna, who collapsed to the ground, drained of strength. Before she could react, she was attacked by the zombies. The same happened to Haley, but just as she was attacked, her mind slipped into the subconscious, where she found herself with Sienna and Josh. For a fleeting moment, the three were together one last time, sharing a silent farewell before Haley returned to consciousness. Upon awakening, she discovered a small wound on her stomach. In front of her lay Sienna's lifeless body. With tears in her eyes, she mourned the loss of her loved ones, consumed by sorrow and solitude. Despite everything and driven by sheer will, she continued on. Haley walked tirelessly until she reached a beach. In the distance, she saw a large group of Navy ships approaching. The movie ends with this final image: Haley standing at the shore, her gaze lost on the horizon as the Navy ships move steadily toward the coast. I hope you enjoyed the video.